moment is a fresh new beginning, a wonderful inauguration of our great cosmic journey through the universe. We can do whatever we want. We change our reality at any moment.
Good evening and welcome to the 2020 inauguration of the Psychology Association. Today's event is not just an inauguration, it's the beginning of our new journey.
To begin this ceremony, let us invoke the Almighty with the inauguration song.
He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. I will praise Him. He is exalted, forever exalted, and I will praise His name. He is the Lord, forever His truth shall reign. Rejoice in His holy name. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high. I will praise Him. He is exalted, forever exalted, and I will praise His name. He is the Lord, forever His truth shall reign. Heaven and earth rejoice in His holy name. He is exalted, the King is exalted on high.
Before we proceed any further, let us take a moment to remind you what the Psychology Association is and appreciate all that we did last year.
The Psychology Association is the largest student body under the Psychology Department in the Deanery of Social Sciences of Christ deemed to be University, one of the first departments to be founded in the university. Since then, the department has grown leaps and bounds and has some of the best, most enthusiastic sets of students and faculty over the years. The Psychology Association comprises all students from the undergraduate and postgraduate classes of the department. The association has been organizing various events, fests, and workshops conducted by students and for the students in the department. The association has always given its students a chance to take initiative and lead, increase team spirit by coming together and participating in events, and most importantly, grow holistically as individuals.
This year, the coronavirus pandemic has pitted all of humanity against the virus and put us all in a lockdown. As we know, life on permanent lockdown is not sustainable, and let's not forget, boring. However, you have all been coping with the changes, and so have we. The Psychology Association has decided to embrace the harm reduction approach and is ready to bring to you all new events right to your screens. In line with the current environment, our theme for this academic year is Living in a Pandemic. We are back with exciting events, workshops, and your annual fest silhouette. All this with a digital tune-up. So this year, get ready to dawn your creativity from home with competitions like PsychCon, Shark Tank, poster making, and many more. To add to that, for the first time ever, we're opening up our logo designs to you. So keep a lookout on our social media handles and be ready to vote to pick your logo. The pandemic has restricted us all to the four walls of our homes, but that won't stop us from having a great year, because we, here at Christ, believe that crisis may come and crisis may go, but Christites will go on forever.
A teacher affects eternity. One can never tell where their influence stops. The Psychology Association would not be where it is today if it wasn't for the constant support and guidance of our faculty. We are proud to present to you the 2020 faculty coordinators for the association.
From the top, make it drop.
And give it up for our faculty members who have guided us and supported us always, have been wonderful teachers and mentors. And we, on behalf of all the students, extend a warm welcome to them.
This pandemic has changed our lifestyle. Invariably, we had to change the way we functioned. Don't they always say the more the merrier? Gone are the days when we had a 5-member team. This year, we have restructured our team and now have 16 students representing each course, along with a wise and experienced advisory board.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for, and it gives me immense pleasure to present to you the core committee of the Psychology Association.
Down south, hood baby, make all the girls go crazy, go crazy.
Go stupid. But you smart like an A+ student. Right now, looking for your love right now. La 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 la. Up, down, all around. Turn my stomach upside down. La la la. I found your hair tie in my car. I could only drive so far without a breakdown. Baby, you're the queen of hearts. You know how to play your cards. You keep them face down. Ooh, I miss your face. No, looking at your pictures, scrolling way down. Wishing I could fix all my mistakes. I wish I could erase you. Girl, I can't replace you. The one that got away. Ooh. Girl, your energy feels so heavenly. Make me feel like la 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 la. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Good evening and a hearty welcome to everyone present here today. I hope you and your families are safe and healthy. On behalf of the Psychology Association, I would like to express just how excited we are to be the first ever batch bringing this association online. This is going to be an interesting ride and we're all really looking forward to it. Considering how the pandemic has physically distanced all of us, our goal for the year is to keep everyone connected with an interesting score of activities. One of which I'd like to introduce right now, our logo competition. Through our logo competition, we are opening up the logo design process to you. So send in your designs, show us your creativity, and get ready to vote for the supreme leader of all logos. Finally, I would just like to convey our unbridled enthusiasm and gratitude for we get to share this experience with a resilient and amazing batch like you. Wouldn't want it any other way.
The Psychology Association has been a crowning jewel of the department. We have done our best, time and again, to engage the student community and provide platforms to showcase their talent. In this pandemic, we all have adapted to the digital world. And just like all of us, the association too has decided to do the same and keep the tradition going online. We are excited to announce the start of our very first podcast, Mind Theory, which will be all about the world of psychology. From classical theories to issues of contemporary relevance, you name it and we got it. We also plan to start a new blog to which all of you can contribute.
To pump up things further, the Psychology Association has planned a whole lot of individual and group competitions: Shark Tank, Psychology Cosplay, Mono Act, poster making, and even audiobooks. We know our major events like Silhouette, singing competition, and street play is something we all look forward to, but we didn't want to take the heart and soul of it, our campus. So, after careful consideration, we have decided to postpone these events until further.
Keeping in mind the digital nature of this year's events, we're all set to organize a whole bunch of educational experiences that you can access from home. This includes, but is not limited to, webinars on varying topics by experts in their respective fields, for learning and knowledge should never stop. We're also happy to bring about exciting collaborations with other mental health organizations. Christ alumni have been doing some wonderful work since leaving college, and we are honored to be collaborating with them on various topics and projects in the upcoming year.
Like my fellow committee members have already mentioned, there is a lot of excitement coming your way. We will keep you updated about everything through our active Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn page. And if you ever miss any major webinars or events, you can catch up through our YouTube page. So brace yourself for another eventful and fun-filled year. Keep an eye out for our very first competition, which is just around the corner. Do follow all the handles you see on your screens because you do not want to miss out on anything this year. P.S. If you follow our Instagram, you get the bonus behind the scenes content of us working in our pajamas.
Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Since you've been stuck inside those four walls, just how many times have you said, I'm bored?
I'm so bored.
Yup, many times. So here's an exciting initiative by Psychology Association called I Am Bored campaign. The I Am Bored campaign essentially focuses on skill development. Now, if you're bored and you have time in hand, developing a skill is what you should do. Skill development is important to broaden your opportunities and grow as a person. Skill development could be something fun. It could be something that you do in your me time to connect with yourself. This campaign brings to you a set of webinars that help you in developing and honing these skills that you require, that you want to learn. Now I understand that you've been attending too many webinars for the last few months, but I promise you this one's going to be a good one. Lastly, what's really exciting is that this campaign wants to hear from you. If you've developed any skill over this period of time, we would encourage you to send your videos and your pictures for our Instagram page. More on this soon.
I would now like to welcome the Dean of the School of Social Science, Dr. Tony Sam George. We're honored that you took some time off your busy schedule to join us and say a few words, sir.
Good evening. I'm extremely happy to be part of the inauguration of the Psychology Association this year, online, and also delighted to share with you a very brief message, some of my thoughts that I hope will help you and motivate you as you run the Psychology Association for the year 2020-21. The Psychology Association has been symbolic of the fact that we take psychology and the learning of psychology in a fun way outside the classrooms. Psychology, for all of you as students who have signed up for various programs, both postgraduate and undergraduate programs, and some of you for the doctoral programs, psychology is often confined to the classroom. What is discussed between you and the teacher, or your research work, your research paper, or your practicum, and so on. But the association gives a very creative opportunity for you to think about psychology as it impacts us on day-to-day lives, in our day-to-day lives. And you really go outside the classroom to do that. Over the years, we've seen some great events in the form of theater, in the form of exhibitions, very fun festivals, walkathons, and so on. So this gives you a real opportunity to experience what psychology is outside the classroom and outside the confines of the traditional educational experience. I think the Psychology Association also showcases certain values that we believe in and that we want to cherish and nurture. One of which is that each one of you as a student have immense leadership potential, and student initiative can make a big difference in campus culture. And I think that the leadership and initiative opportunities that give you today through the Psychology Association, of course through other organizations that you might be part of in the university, can go a long way in shaping and transforming your lives. You probably know that more than 50% of the population in India is below the age of 35. And a lot of you actually represent the norm as far as the population demographics of the country are concerned. And the kind of leadership potentials that you have can actually transform the nation in that sense. Secondly, the association gives you an opportunity to experience what faculty mentoring is without the confines again of a classroom. Most of the academic mentoring in our university is confined again to the classroom. It's around the academic work that you do. But this association and the activities of the association gives you an opportunity to actually interact with faculty, see the fun side of your faculty members, work with them on projects, and bring psychology with new meaning to the university campus life. Thirdly, I think the association gives you an opportunity to really push the boundaries of psychology. Take psychology outside the textbook, outside conventional ways of thinking and learning, and use creative ways to understand psychology as a discipline and make it fun for the university, for the students, and for everybody else. Very often, the events of the association have been predictable. Over the years, we've seen events like the street plays, the exhibitions, the paper presentations, the magazine, and so on. But this year, I'm looking for the surprise element. My real expectation from all of you is that you surprise me with something. You have the potential, you have the leadership, you have the mentoring support, and you have the ability to push psychology beyond its boundaries. And so it may not be far-fetched for me to expect to see something surprising from you. Surprise me this year with an activity or an initiative or something that shows each one of you as an association member as unique contributing individuals to the university and to society. I'd like you to scale up the activities of the association beyond the university. I want you to go pan-Asia. I want you to go the whole world. Because today there is no boundary to learning and communication. We have a lot of partner universities. I want you to start connecting with students in other universities in the world and make the learning of psychology truly cross-cultural beyond all boundaries. So I hope I can expect some surprise from you this year as an association, and I can give you all the support that is needed to do that. In conclusion, I'd like all of you, especially the committee members of the association, the president, and the team that the president leads. At the time of recording this video, I do not know who the president of the association is or who the office bearers are. But by now, while you're watching this, you probably know who they are because they would have been announced and instituted just before this video was shown. So I want all of you as a team to take a few minutes, either today or tomorrow or this week, and look at the work of Professor Adam Grant from Wharton School of Management. He's an organizational psychologist, and he speaks about three kinds of people in any organization. The Psychology Association is also an organization. The givers, the takers, and the matchers. I'm keeping the matchers out for a little while and just speak about the givers and the takers. Givers are people who think about contributing to the team. Their first thought is how they can contribute to the team so that the team's activities and the team's success can be ensured. Takers are those who think about what they can receive from the team and contribute less. I want you to reflect about givers and takers and ask yourself where you stand when it comes to contributing to the Psychology Association and looking at the success of the Psychology Association. With these words, I want to wish all of you, the student committee, the office bearers, the faculty mentors, and all the students pursuing psychology on this campus, all the best for this year's activities. Like I said before, surprise me with something this year. I look forward to journeying with each one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And lastly, we have the advisory board, Shrishti, Shagun, and Avinash, to deliver the vote of thanks.
I, on behalf of the Psychology Association, would like to extend my gratitude to our Chancellor, Dr. Father Paul Achandi, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Abraham VM, Registrar, Dr. Anil Joseph Pinto, and the management. I would also like to thank the Dean of School of Social Sciences, Dr. Tony Sam George, for his support in making this event happen.
extend my heartfelt gratitude to the faculty in charges for guiding and mentoring us throughout this process. I'd also like to thank the video editors, the music composer for the inauguration, Rahul Talwar from 3JP English, and Upasna for designing our podcast cover.
And finally, I'd like to thank all the students who attended the inauguration for their support. The pandemic will not break our resolve. With all your continued support, we shall march on regardless of what may come. Thank you.